This webinar is re-recorded due to technical glitch. Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar, Kulesia for Web and Mobile 4.1. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. You are listening using your computer speaker system by default. You will have the opportunity to submit text questions to today's presenter by typing your questions into the question pane of the GoToWebinar control panel. You may send in your questions at any time during the presentation. We will collect these and address them during the Q&A session after today's presentation and demo. Once you leave today's webinar, you will receive a short survey to collect your feedback. We would appreciate if you would complete that and provide your feedback. You will also receive a follow-up email within 24 to 48 hours with a link to view a recording of today's webinar. I would like to introduce our presenter, Ashutosh, CSO and President, and Amresh, CTO at Kulesia, and now turn the webinar over to them.
Thank you, Monica. Hi all, this is Ashutosh. I'm President and Chief Strategy Officer at Kulesia, and amongst other things, I look after product management here.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody, based on wherever you are. Very warm welcome to you all, and thank you for your interest and time today for the webinar. My name is Amar. I'm CTO at Kulesia Software, and I look after product engineering and product support.
Great. So let's get started. As you all know, most of you are probably Kulesia users already. As you all know, Kulesia offers powerful scriptless automation for everyone. And that same capability has now been extended for mobile automation with our latest release 4.1, which is now generally available. So in this webinar today, let's look at all the new features that we have added in this version, specifically for mobile. And we will also not only talk about them, but also demonstrate some of the key aspects. So let's begin. Like you all know, Kulesia even today, prior to 4.1 as well, has been confidently enabling the DevOps and BizOps pipelines for all our clients. So many of our clients today use Kulesia closely integrated with their DevOps BizOps pipelines. In the today's scenario, any of the customers of our clients may provide requirements for new software or updates to existing software. Those requirements are discussed and converted into stories, acceptance criteria, and wireframes. Once they are ready, the developers start programming, and with Kulesia, we make the testers go through in-sprint automation without waiting for the code from developers. Once the developers check in their code into repository and the DevOps pipeline picks up the new build and fires it makes it available for the testers, the same in-sprint automation is updated and executed in either on-premise or cloud environments. And throughout this process, the reusable components, libraries, and reports are created and maintained. This entire thing goes on throughout all the sprints until the release is ready for staging environment. And once the staging build is ready, that is pushed to the through the DevOps pipeline to staging environment, and DevOps pipeline also kicks off Kulesia execution. Once the staging environment passes the Kulesia execution, the same build is available and promoted to production. And once the Kulesia reports pass, the same reusable components library, which is consistently being updated, is now made available for robotic process automation for our users. This is what many of you do today with Qualisha. And we are excited to inform you that all of these capabilities are seamlessly now made available for even mobile automation using Qualisha with 4.1. So with this, maybe we can start looking at specific capabilities for mobile automation that we have introduced in this new release. Like you know, Qualisha makes every tool and technology agnostic to the user's understanding of those. You need not have technical knowledge, you need not have programming knowledge in order to leverage powerful tools like HP UFT, Selenium WebDriver, Appium, etc. And not only that, Qualisha even makes use of the backend testing technologies like web services, files, databases, and generic capabilities like arithmetic calculations or string manipulation, etc., just to name a few, without you having to know all the technical details of how they work. Qualisha makes entire experience seamless for you and puts unified scriptless functional automation in your hands, independent of tools or technology. This way, Qualisha actually complements and brings best of the breed of both tools, technologies, as well as Qualisha's way of thinking like a QA expert, which makes a powerful any user a powerful user of test automation or any kind of automation. So with this 4.1 release, this entire design thinking for QA has been extended by Qualisha for even mobile automation, and for that we leverage Appium. In 4.1, let's take one specific example through a conceptual architecture of Qualisha. In 4.1, you may have a test case in Qualisha where some of the steps could be related to mobile automation, or some steps could be related to desktop web applications. And based on the steps or the statements used in Qualisha test case, Qualisha intelligently determines which execution platform to hand over the execution to in a controlled manner. So if the steps belong to an automation related to mobile, then Qualisha hands over the execution to Appium in a controlled manner, and then it has enough intelligence in the instructions that Qualisha sends to Appium or Selenium, so that Appium in this particular case can decide whether or not to execute the test case on iOS or Android, and that too in either native, hybrid, or web application, or whatever context that is necessary for an hybrid application. All of this is available seamlessly within Qualisha with 4.1. With this, maybe we can go into the specific features of Qualisha 4.1 that we have introduced. As I said, we support native, hybrid, and mobile web apps, both on iOS and Android. We also support real devices and simulators or emulators, both on iOS and Android, when it comes to testing. And not only that, you can use Qualisha to test your devices or simulators on-premise, or using our Sauce Labs integration, you can test it on Sauce Labs as well. In addition to all the other capabilities of Qualisha's platform, in this 4.1 release, we have introduced Qualisha Debugger for mobile as well, just like we have one for desktop web today. The parallel execution capability that we have in Qualisha today, which can help you run a set of test cases or test suites either parallelly or sequentially on any different environments. Um, that capability has now been extended to mobile testing as well. One other thing that we are excited to launch along with 4.1 is our capability of managing objects in a uniform manner across Android and iOS. You, as a user, you do not anymore need to remember what object type in iOS or what object class in Android actually mean a mobile button, for example. You do not need to remember that. All you need to do is take the object class from Android or object type from iOS and put it into Qualisha while creating an object in Qualisha, and Qualisha will intelligently map it for you to a universal object within Qualisha. We also, with 4.1, we have also extended our DevOps integration capabilities by providing support for Sauce Labs for mobile. We already support Sauce Labs for desktop web. Now we have also supported Browser Stack for web with this release, and we have added support for Bamboo as a continuous integration platform in addition to TeamCity and Jenkins. We have also created next generation install and upgrade framework with 4.1. Users of Qualisha are not only required, not anymore required to remember to take the upgrade or install packages that we will come out with on a regular basis and take them to each and every machine where Qualisha is installed, download it either manually or take them through any pen drives, etc. All of that is not needed anymore. You can simply put our update package in a central repository in your network, and Qualisha's next generation install and upgrade framework will automatically migrate your database to the new release as needed. And subsequently, every Qualisha client will automatically pull the updates from this central repository and upgrade itself and make it up to date. We have moved most of our online help like user guide, actions, installation, and getting started guides to web. You no longer need to refer to these documents on the file system along with Qualisha installation. All of these documents are available online. We are constantly working to make rest of the user help or other guides available on the web, and it will be all of this will be complete in next few phases, next few months. In addition to these, we have added few more product enhancements in performance and UX improvements, and also provided additional support for newer versions of various technologies and platforms that we support today. So with that, maybe I can talk about a couple of important points that we are going to demonstrate today. Like you know, every tester or every automation engineer is always faced with complex use cases in real life, and it is very important that any automation tool provides simple way of automating or taking care of such complex use cases. Qualisha does that today with 4.1. You could have, for example, a single test with which has few steps related to native app, few steps related to desktop web, few steps related to web services, files or database, and Qualisha will will be able to not only help you create this seamlessly, but also execute it in a robust manner, reliable manner across all of your various technologies in one single test case. Similarly, there are few other combinations that we also support, like you can see on the screen. We are going to actually demonstrate one of these complex real-life use case and show you how Qualicia deals with it. So let's probably begin the demonstration now. Let me uh, hand over to Amar, who can guide us through the iOS and Android native application testing, as well as one of the complex real life use case that we would like to show through a demonstration. So over to you, Amar.
Thank you, Ashutosh. All right, folks. So let's get started with some demos now. So in this section, what I'm going to cover is automation of native apps, both iOS and Android. So what we will do is we'll walk you through the steps required to create and execute test cases for iOS native app and Android native apps. We will use the UIKit catalog app provided by Apple for testing. We will keep the test case simple. We'll use the stepper control. We'll just increment the count and validate if incremented. Okay, so let's take a look at how an object is inspected by going through an Appium inspector. So let's create a session, start a session. We already have configured the custom server. Let's begin the session. So what Appium does is it launches the UIKit catalog application, and from there we will get into the Appium inspector. All right. So the application is rendered here. Let's go to the specific control, the stepper control that we want to use in our test case. So what we see here is the stepper control. What we are going to do is capture the button and use it in Qualicia. So let's understand how we support this functionality in Qualicia. So as Ashutosh mentioned, we have the ability to map multiple object types or object classes across Android and iOS in a single unique class within Qualicia, and to allow the user, or to keep it simple for the user not to remember the names, what the user can do is copy paste the class name or the type name within Qualicia over here, and when you search, it will map to a class. Now it maps, in this particular case, it maps to a mobile button class, which is going to be the same across both Android as well as iOS. Okay, so when the user selects this, user can give object name. Let's say we write stepper button here. Maybe we give some description for the object. Right. Now the next step is to use a locator type so that we correctly identify the object. These are the different types supported by Qualicia. You can either go for ID or accessibility ID or a class, or you can write your own XPath. In this particular case, we are going to use accessibility ID. So let's see how we can capture it within inspector. So we'll copy the accessibility ID, which is increment in this particular case, and we'll use it here. Okay, so this is how you create an object within Qualicia, and you can save and build your object repository. All right. So for the demo purpose, what we'll do is we'll go to an already configured test case in the interest of time, and this is the test case that we have already created and saved. We have captured all the objects, and the corresponding actions are written here for the test case. Okay, so in this test case, like I mentioned, what we are going to do is just open the app. uh, we'll click on the steppers control, we'll increment the count by 1, and we will just ensure that the count actually matches with the number 1. Okay, it's a very simple test case. We'll see how it gets executed. So when you hit run, Qualicia makes call to Appium server, which in turn launches the app on the simulator, um, and it should go to the specific control by clicking on multiple buttons here, and it should increment the count, and Qualicia should capture the result here. So the test case is over. The test case has passed, as we can see in the report. So this is how the Qualicia users are familiar with this report, but for people seeing it for the first time, this report captures the suite, the execution time, the start time, end time. It also captures the OS browser version, the mobile OS, and all environment specific details. Uh, as you can see here, the report actually reflects how the test case is rendered in Test Studio, so that it is very easy to figure out what's going on. So in this particular case, what we're going to check is whether the string is matching with what we have already stored, and hence the test case is passed, right? On the right hand side, the actual screenshot is captured for your reference. So you can always refer to that and see if things fail, why they fail. So you have the data available with you. So this is how a typical iOS native application can be automated. Now let's take a look at Android native application scenario. What we are going to do is we are going to use a physical device which is attached to this machine, where this Windows box where Qualicia is installed. So we will have to make configuration changes to point to this device. So we'll be entering the local IP address. We'll select Android, and we need to specify the device ID for the physical device that we have connected here. Okay, and we'll run this test case, but let me explain what this test case is all about. So for this particular test case, we'll be using an app which we have developed in-house, where just like UIKit catalog, we have placed multiple controls in that app. So we'll open the app, we'll set the username, password, we'll hide keyboard in between, we'll click login to log the user in the app, and then we will use a grid control, and which is pre-populated with some data, and we will check a specific number for its existence, and if it exists, the test case passes. It's again a simple test case which we'll execute now. So this is the actual device for which the screen is captured and displayed here. We can see the Appium server is running and the logs coming from Appium as Qualicia actually executes the test case. So Qualicia is entering the username. First it will verify the values in the control, make sure it is empty, and then enter the data. It will hide the keyboard, move to the next control to enter the password. So enter the password now, and again hide keyboard and login. So it should go to the grid control. It should launch the pre-populated grid and check for a specific value 109. Okay, so once 109 is captured, it will compare. There's a string comparison that happens, and if the value matches, then the test case is passed. So in this particular case, as you can see, the test case is passed. Let's get to the details of the test case. So log into QTA, verify grid number. These are the two tasks that we are using to execute the test case. And let's check the log for whether the string is matching. So the data 109 is stored and we are checking for its existence. Okay, so this shows, this demonstrates how an Android application can be automated using Collisia. Okay, so in the next section, what we are going to do is we'll cover a complex use case, and we will demonstrate how using Collisia you can deal with such complex use cases. So as you already know, Collisia supports multiple platforms, multiple environments as part of a single test case, right? So you can, as part of your test case, you can communicate with web services. You can go test a desktop-based web application through Selenium WebDriver. You can read and write from databases. As part of the same test case, you can manipulate files, read, write, or you can go check mobile applications or perform certain generic functions like mathematical calculations or string manipulation. And all of this you can do simultaneously on-prem as well as in cloud, where we support Source Labs and Browser Stack environments. So what we're going to demonstrate now is we'll take a web application. We will take a mobile browser-based application. We will perform some generic operations on the data that we capture, and then we'll write to a file and verify whether the file exists or not. Okay, so let's get back to the environment, and let me briefly explain what we are going to do here. Okay, so so the test scenario is we'll be using the Collisia website. So let's go launch Collisia website, and let's say the tester wants to test this functionality for requesting for a demo, where when a user taps on request for demo, he or she wants to enter the details, first name, last name, company, etc. And when he or she hits the send message button, actually it generates an email which goes to our pre-configured mailbox, and from that mailbox we treat this as a lead information, and we capture those details, and then we store them for future references or leads processing, right? So as part of the test case, what we are going to do is we are going to verify the content as it is filled in the form, and we will go check it in the mobile browser. So we will open Gmail inside mobile web, right? And we will wait for the email, and we'll compare the content. We'll delete the email, and then we'll capture it, store it in a CSV file. So real quick look at the test case. The first step itself is switch web execution platform. So first we set the execution platform as desktop. We perform the basic operations of username, last name, company, email, setting the values in the form, hitting the click button. Then we switch the execution platform to mobile as part of the single test case. Okay, there we will open Gmail. We will wait for the email. We will check existence of a specific email with a specific subject line in it, and we will wait till the email arrives, and then we will perform some string manipulation and then store the data in CSV. Okay, so let's execute the test case now and see how it actually performs. So what has happened now is Collisia has launched collisiasoft.com, the website. It should click on request for demo button, which it has clicked. Now it will fill the form with predefined data. John Doe, Acme and hit send button, right? So now what we'll do is it will launch um, Gmail on mobile browser. So Qualicia has connected with Appium. Appium should launch the web browser, open Gmail. Um, all right, sign in using the predefined mailbox credentials. So it should enter the password now. Hide the keyboard, click next. So this is actually happening on a physical device, and this is happening in real time. So what it will do is now it will wait for the email with a specific subject line in it, and until that email arrives, the test case execution will wait. It will hit refresh button if required, um, and based on the time it takes for the mail to arrive, the execution will continue. So it has hit refresh button, the email has arrived. Talk to us is the subject line which it has checked, and now it will click the email to get to the details and capture all the details. Okay, so now the details have been captured, and the string will be parsed and content will be extracted and compared. So the test case has passed as the report suggests. Let's get to the details and see what has really happened. So let's go to the extract lead information section. So what it has done is it has checked John Doe as data, which is successfully stored. Acme as a company name is successfully stored. It will verify whether John as a substring is part of John Doe, which it is, as the test case has passed. It will verify for the company name, and company name Acme contains Acme, so that that verification is done, and now it will write to a CSV. Okay, so this also was successful. So let's go and verify whether the CSV got generated and whether it contains the actual data. So it does, right? So file name with email John Doe, which means our code on the website works and the test case has passed. So that's how you execute a complex scenario test case handling multiple environments in a single test case. You don't have to write multiple test cases and execute them separately. Okay, so in the next section, I'll hand it over to Ashutosh, where he will cover parallel execution scenario, where a simple test case he would demonstrate executing on multiple environments. Over to you, Ashutosh.
Hey, thanks, Amar. Great. So let's move over to a scenario where you could, and of course you are encountering these scenarios on a daily basis almost, I believe, where you could need parallel execution of same test case or a combination of test suites or combination of test cases in multiple different environments, either simultaneously or maybe sequentially or in any other order. There are multiple options in Qualicia how you can do this. We are going to demonstrate or talk about one of them, one of those options. So you could have your continuous integration tools as part of your DevOps pipeline, which orchestrate DevOps pipeline, and using our integration with Jenkins, TeamCity, or Bamboo, you can have one single test case or a combination of test cases or test suites orchestrated across multiple environments simultaneously or sequentially or in any order that you want. So in this particular case, in this demonstration, what we are going to do is take one single test case and execute that in parallel on 4 different platforms: Sauce Labs on mobile web, BrowserStack on web, and on premise we are going to execute that same test case without any modifications on iOS simulator as well as Android real device. So maybe let's look at the test case a little bit in detail to understand what's going on behind the scene. So like you can see, we have this simple test case which tries to do three different things, as you can see in these three different tasks. In the first task, the test case is attempting to open an URL, which is icsabank.com. Then logs in, the test case logs in using username, password, dummy. Tries to log in. Obviously, the login will fail, and the next action will verify the error message existence. Now, the important part here to understand is that icsa.com has two different URLs, one for desktop and one for mobile web. If you access ICICI website using your desktop browser, then the URL is different, whereas for mobile it will be a different one. So Qualisha gives capability in the hands of the user to intelligently discover the execution platform that this test case is being executed at that particular instant. At the runtime, this information is made available, and you can see that based on the execution platform, the right URL is being entered here. And obviously these are parameterized values, so you can put any number of iterations here. So this test case now needs to be executed on 4 different execution environments. How can we do that? We can do that using a powerful feature of Qualisha called offline package. Let's take a look at how we have created that offline package. With Qualisha, you can actually delegate execution to any remote machine or a cloud environment using offline package, which is like a remote execution agent for us. There is one thing that I would like to emphasize here. Many of you are probably aware of it, but for those who are probably not aware of it, Qualisha does not charge any money or any fees for execution. The license fees are charged only for creation or modification or doing things in the test studio, Qualisha Test Studio. If you have just one license of Qualisha, you can use that for editing or dealing with Test Studio, but you can have unlimited number of executions configured throughout your environment or your cloud environment. The number of those executions are unlimited. There is no restriction on that. So you could create a jar, you could create an offline jar package seamlessly from Qualisha. This is very easy to do, and put your test cases or your suites in the form of XMLs. That is also very easy to do through Qualisha. So we have created one offline package which will point to, so this same offline package will point to 4 different environments, and that is done through 4 different property files. So you can have every property file pointing to a different environment. So for example, the browser stack property file that we can see is pointing to execution environment browser stack, whereas the Sauce Labs configuration file has defined the execution environment as Sauce. So Qualisha at runtime, the offline package of Qualisha at runtime picks up these properties and executes the same test case in various environments of your choice. For this demonstration, we have chosen Jenkins, and we have configured the 4 builds in Jenkins in order to execute these the same offline package and same test case using 4 different configuration files. So let's probably go into the browser stack configuration, and you can see that we are calling the offline package with the browser stack properties file as one of the arguments to it. Now let's look at even Sauce Labs configuration, build configuration. You will see that the same offline package has been called, but now we are using Sauce configurations or Sauce properties. All of these 4 builds, Jenkins builds, are actually used as a post-build action in one of the builds. So let's look at this build just to make sure that everything is all right. So as you can see, this build is empty. There is nothing that we are building here, but there is nothing that we are doing here. All it does is executes post-build actions where we are calling the 4 builds that we just saw, and this build will execute these jobs simultaneously using Jenkins. And obviously in the background it's leveraging Qualisha offline package. If I hit build now, I will be able to launch the execution on all these 4 environments simultaneously. So let's start the execution. We just started that, and let me launch all that windows so that you can all see the parallel execution. So the top left hand screen is that of browser stack, and bottom left hand screen is that of Sauce Labs, and there are 2 separate screens of devices on the right hand side, one for Android, one for iOS. You can see that the test case has started executing simultaneously in all the platforms, and it has almost completed the execution on these simultaneously. So the iPhone is done, browser stack is done, the Sauce is done, and now Android is also done. Great. So now let's look at the builds. We have configured Qualisha reports with all of these builds. So let me open all of these builds and go to the report part, and you can see that for the browser stack build, the build was executed just now at 21:37, which is like almost 1 minute back, and the test case has been successful. Similarly on Android, we can see the same report here. The build is successful, or the test is successful, and all of these Sauce as well has returned pass. So this is the way you can leverage Qualisha's power of execution across multiple environments at the same time, or you can even do that at the orchestration that you choose. So with that, maybe we can go over to one hybrid application that we are going to demonstrate how you can test using Qualisha. Before we get into the execution of this test case, maybe since this is iOS application, let me change the server and the port, and put the device ID for my iOS simulator here. Please remember that all of these changes we are doing just for the dry run purposes. For actual execution, you really don't need to change any configuration settings. All you need to do is create your offline packages and point them to various configuration files the way you want them. So as the first task, we are launching the application. Now you can observe that since this is a hybrid application, there are both web elements in this application as well as native elements. The web elements are part of web view, and the native elements are part of native context of the same application. Qualicia helps you deal with switching around between WebView and native context very seamlessly. In this particular example, we have two pages as part of this hybrid application. On first page, we have one WebView. Inside that, we have one control for which we are setting a value. Then we are selecting a native context. We are switching to the native context and clicking a native context button. Then coming to the next page, we are again changing the web view and getting the handle of the new web view in this, that is present on this second page. And on that second page in that web view, we have two frames. One is a parent frame, another is a child frame within that. And inside the child frame, we have a button, or we have an input web edit control on which we are setting one value, and at the end we are just validating the stored text. So let's run this test case and see how it performs. So this test case has launched the application. This is the first page, second page. The context has switched multiple times already without anybody noticing it, and the test case has passed. So like you can see, the same report is now available for you to verify. Just like you see it in the test case, the same information is available in the report. And at the end, you can see compare string has succeeded with the information that we wanted. So these are some of the features that we wanted to talk about and demonstrate in our webinar today. Obviously, this is just a scratch on the surface as far as what Qualicia can do for you. But there is only so much that we can cover in a 45-minute demo. I think now we are ready to take any questions that you may have. Great. I think we have a few questions coming in already. So there is first question which asks, which goes like this: can parallel execution be done for browser too? Absolutely yes. And you don't have to wait for a 4.1 if you are not already on 4.1. It's okay. You can still utilize Qualicia's powerful parallel execution technology or capabilities to use it along with your DevOps pipeline, or even use it along with our seamless integration with Selenium Grid. So absolutely you can do that execution for browsers as well. There is second question here which talks about, is there going to be an online knowledge center to learn how to use Qualicia? Excellent question. Absolutely yes, we have already begun that effort. Like I mentioned earlier, most of our documentation, important documentation, is online now. All the users will have access to the online documentation that we will continue to enrich. We are also simultaneously working on creating rich video content for training for our existing and new users. Shortly, within next few months, we will be able to share it with you guys as well. So yes, the answer is resounding yes for this question. I think there are few other questions which Amar has received. So Amar.
All right. So I think this has already been covered, but let's re-emphasize that. So the question reads: I have existing Qualicia licenses, do I need to pay anything extra to get mobile automation capabilities? Uh, so the answer is, as long as you are renewing your subscription, all updates, releases, fixes are available free of charge. Qualicia does not have any module or capability-based licensing or pricing. Um, Essentially, if you already have a license, you can use it n number of times even for execution, right? So with single license, you can have multiple offline packages as Ashutosh demonstrated, and you can have as many executions as possible. So not only that, your existing test cases will also be migrated automatically once you upgrade to the latest version. So there are no additional charges. Okay, there is one more question about how the app, um, um, whether the app needs to be instrumented for it to be made ready for testing. Okay, so you just need to set a debug flag while compiling your Android hybrid app. This is not needed for native or web apps uh, on either Android as well as iOS. Neither it is necessary for iOS hybrid apps. So just in case of Android hybrid apps, you need to set a debug flag while you compile your app and before you start testing.
Okay, there is one question about so do you offer some training program or some online demo that gives overall idea for end-to-end system? Absolutely. We have training program that you can request for. We can conduct customized trainings for you if you want, based on your specific needs. We also have demos of our product that we can show you with end-to-end capabilities. In fact, we are going to have our next webinar around the end-to-end capabilities of Qualicia. So those of you who are interested will receive an email with that invite. So please feel free to attend that session. I'm sure it is going to address most of your queries about the overall system. In addition to that, if you have any special needs so that you want us to customize the training program for you, we will be certainly very happy to deal with that. Please send us an email at info@qualiciasoft.com and we will take care of the rest. So yes, the answer is yes to this.
Okay, here's the next question that we have. Do we have to manually launch the browser when we switch between parallel browser execution as you are shown in second demo? Okay, so you don't really need to manually launch any browser. We launched the browser just to demonstrate how the parallel execution is happening simultaneously across Soft Labs, Browser Stack, and two native instances and a simulator. Uh, so it was just for the demo purpose that we manually launched it, but obviously you don't really need to launch it manually, and that's the whole purpose of offline package, right? So you can schedule to run them, you can integrate them in your CI tool, or you can execute them whenever you want.
Great. Oh, there are a lot of interesting questions here. So the next question is, what are the limitations of Qualicia? Continuous integration, and can we integrate it with other CI tools? So you can integrate. We provide out-of-the-box integration with 3 CI tools, like I mentioned earlier: Bamboo, Jenkins, and TeamCity. So you can utilize any of them. If we demonstrated our capabilities on Jenkins today, but you can also utilize the same capabilities with our seamless integration with other two CI tools. If you have any specific need of supporting any other CI tools that you may have, then we can take that offline, have a conversation later, And obviously, before we take it up on our roadmap, we certainly would like to understand the business need and establish a proper business case before we can address that in our roadmap.
Okay, Ashutosh, you may want to take this. So the question is about, on an average, how much productivity gains can be used by Qualisia users as compared to writing plain Selenium APM scripts?
Oh, wow,
Looks like some business user.
yeah, that's excellent. Um, so, in we consistently or constantly are measuring outcomes for many of our clients um, who are using Qualisia, and we have our clients have experienced in the most complex scenarios at least 70% productivity gain, if not more, in most complex scenarios, and it could be more in case of some medium complexity or simple scenarios. But the least that we have, our clients have reported is 70% productivity improvement over conventional automation tools and techniques. Qualisia, like I mentioned earlier, since Qualisia is designed to think like a QA expert, a lot of your focus is now shifting towards working on improving the quality of your softwares rather than worrying about whether your test automation is going to work. So, so that's the answer. I think we have some other questions as well, Amar.
Yeah, so here is a good one. How does Qualisia cope with Appium Selenium upgrades and Android and iOS upgrades? Very good question. As you all know, these are all moving targets. There's continuous development happening with Appium and Selenium, and there are always constant security or fixes coming as part of the Android and iOS upgrades. And as a normal tester, if you were to directly deal with those changes, then the task at hand becomes really cumbersome to ensure the backward compatibility or failures or changes, to deal with them rather than dealing with the task at hand, which is automating your business application. So this is where Qualisia adds a tremendous value, because we constantly test Qualisia against new platform and technology releases. So we strive to make sure that uh, we come up with product updates, and we we constantly upgrade ourselves to keep in sync with all the underlying platforms, right? So the end user, so the Qualisia user, doesn't really have to deal with the changes happening in the underlying infrastructure. Uh, Typically in 4 to 6 weeks time after the release, we come up with our own product updates if there are some breaking changes which require updates from our side. So this definitely helps the end user not worry about all these moving pieces.
Great. Yeah, we have a lot of questions coming in even now. This is the last one that we will take, and the rest of the questions we can take them over email. So the last question is, do I need to create separate script for desktop and mobile browser? Well, the answer is it depends. If you have uh, an application, web application, which behaves the same or has the same locator types and IDs across your mobile as well as desktop web, then there is no need to create separate test cases in Qualisia. And we just demonstrated that uh, just now by executing one single test case across 4 different environments, across desktop and various other systems like mobile, uh, as, iOS and Android browser stack source. And there we did not have to change anything in the system in the test case. But it all depends on how your application has been developed. Uh, in the most situations, we have seen that uh, we can handle uh, few simple changes in one single script. However, if the changes are exhaustive, then you may need to create a different script to handle those. but with some intelligent conditional structures and best practices within Qualicia, you can certainly deal with that in one single test case. Great. There are a few other questions that we will hope to answer over email later on to those specific individuals. But this was a great session from our perspective. We are really excited with the kind of participation that we see right now. There are a lot of interesting questions. There seems to be a lot of engagement, and we just are looking forward to our continuous interaction. Your inputs and your involvement is going to help us make this product even better than what it is today, so that we can help you and your clients more effectively. At the end of this webinar, there is going to be a feedback survey link shared with you. Please share your feedback, um, uh, and help us improve the experience of further webinars and other events that we will have in upcoming months or years. Um, so thank you in advance for your feedback, and we look forward to that.
All right, thank you, folks. Thank you for your time and interest in today's webinar. Thank you.
Great. Bye bye.